Fabio was 22 years old and had a smile that he always tried to hide. He had recently started working in a supermarket as a warehouse worker, but he was often called to sort out carts or help people with bags. He had curly, untamed hair, amber skin, and large, dark eyes, full of a kindness that few people really noticed. His origins were Moroccan, but he spoke perfect Italian. He was polite, punctual, quiet, but one look was enough to understand that he carried a judgment. Not because he had done something wrong, but simply because he was different. The other guys on his shift often avoided him, laughed among themselves when he passed by, and the customers looked at him suspiciously, as if that hidden smile were a threat rather than a gesture of courtesy. Before continuing, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our stories. That morning, the sky was gray and threatened rain. Fabio was stacking fruit crates near the entrance when he saw an elderly lady arrive. She had her hair tied in a neat ponytail, an elegant coat, and a handbag under her arm. She walked with a determined step, her gaze proud, almost haughty. She stopped in front of the entrance and observed Fabio for a few seconds, as if she were considering whether to enter. "Young man," she said in a sharp voice, "why don't you call me someone who actually works here?" Fabio turned slowly. "I work here, ma'am. Can I help you with something?" She looked him up and down, then gave a bitter half-smile. "Of course not. I'd rather talk to someone more experienced." And she walked away, leaving him there, with that little gnawing in his stomach that he had learned to ignore by now. It wasn't the first time. It was as if her presence was never enough, as if he always had to prove that he deserved that place, that uniform, that simple good morning. Fabio returned to his boxes, but the day had just begun. Around noon, he was carrying some merchandise to the detergent aisle when he heard a voice calling him. "Hey, you!" It was a man in his 40s, well-dressed with a hard look and furrowed eyebrows. "You took something, right? I saw you put something in your pocket." Fabio looked at him, astonished. "What? Excuse me." "Don't be smart. I saw you near the chocolate counter. Have your pockets checked." Fabio froze. Some customers began to turn toward them. His colleagues watched him from afar in silence. No one said a word. The manager, alerted by radio, arrived shortly after. He was a short, stocky man, always sweating, with an authoritative tone. "Fabio, open your backpack. If you have nothing to hide, it's no problem." He did so with shaking hands and a dry throat. No chocolate, nothing at all. He had nothing in his pockets. Silence fell. Then the manager, looking at the man who had accused him, cleared his throat. "There's nothing here. Next time, before accusing, let's count to 10. But the man shrugged. "It was just a suspicion. You shouldn't let your guard down with these guys." And he left, continuing his shopping as if nothing had happened and leaving a trail of silence and shame in his wake. Fabio stood still for a few seconds, his heart beating fast. The manager patted him on the shoulder and went back to his office. No one really apologized. No one said, "I'm sorry." That day, Fabio went home with a different tiredness. Not physical, deeper. Days passed. Fabio continued to work with the same precision, the same respect. But something had changed. He walked with less enthusiasm. He looked at the ground more often. Until one morning, while he was helping a mother with 2 small children to put their bags in the trunk of the car, something happened. One of the girls, about 6 years old, smiled at him and handed him a cookie. "This is for you." "You are always kind." Fabio smiled. It was just a cookie, but in that moment it seemed like the greatest gift in the world. The mother, who had been watching the whole scene, came over. "Have you been working here long?" "A few months." "You were very kind. You know, not everyone takes the time to help a tired mother." That little moment turned into something more. The woman began to talk to the director, telling him about Fabio's kindness. She did it with conviction, out loud, without shame. And so, surprisingly, a few days later during a meeting, the director called Fabio in front of everyone. "I would like to thank Fabio for his availability and his exemplary behavior. We have received very positive reports about him. It is nice to see young people with this spirit." Fabio stood still. He felt almost uncomfortable, unaccustomed to words of appreciation. But when he returned to his seat, he saw that even some colleagues looked at him differently. From that day on, something began to change. People who had previously avoided him now greeted him with a smile. Customers who had ignored him now asked him for advice. Not everyone, of course, but a kind look was enough to straighten out a day. One Saturday afternoon, while Fabio was carefully arranging some packages of pasta on a shelf, he noticed a familiar figure slowly approaching. It was the same woman in the elegant coat, the one who, weeks before, had looked at him with suspicion and treated him with cold condescension. This time, however, her step was less decisive, her gaze more human. "Good afternoon," she said, in an uncertain but kind voice. "Your name is Fabio, right?" "Yes, ma'am," he replied, interrupting his work and turning respectfully. The woman adjusted her scarf with a nervous gesture, almost as if searching for the right words. "I wanted to apologize. I think I misjudged you that day. I was nervous. My mind was elsewhere. But in the last few days, I've heard a lot of good things about you, from more than one person, and I realized that I was wrong." Fabio nodded with a light, sincere smile. Not many words were needed. His look said he had already forgiven. "Thank you, ma'am. Don't worry." She smiled a little. "Can I ask you for some advice? I can't find the coffee my husband used to drink anymore, and I feel lost among all these shelves." Fabio accompanied her patiently through the aisles, and when she left him a caress on the shoulder that smelled of newfound respect. Because sometimes a different look is enough, a gesture is enough, a word said from the heart is enough, and the world can change. Did you like this story? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching the video till the end, and see you next story.